let's talk about the parts associated with our CNC machine. So we happen to be in the wood lab, but we have the exact same machine in the metal lab. There are some differences in how we use them, but the parts of the machine are all the same. So as we look at this whole kind of setup is what we usually refer to as our CNC router. This is our CNC wood router, our CNC metal router over there. Let's go through each of the parts. This big black box is called the controller. It's sort of the brains of the operation. This is where the motherboard that tells this thing where to go and when operates. It's hooked up to this screen here that we'll get to in a second, as well as the computer. It's also home to the e-stop. So this machine, unlike the others, has its own e-stop separate from the main room e-stop. So you can always hit that button if you need to shut the machine off, and then to reset, you'll just give it a little twist. So the controller, we don't do much actually interacting with it. It's just sort of the brains that sits at the middle. Things are plugged into it. Over here, we have what's called the pendant or the touch screen. This is often how we'll interact with this machine. When you turn it on, we can drive it around using these arrows in the X, Y, and Z directions. Now, one important note is this machine does not have any kind of object or collision avoidance. It will let you crash it right into things, including itself. So we try to be gentle, and we can move at different speeds using this button right here. So whatever speed is displayed, max speed is what we're at right now. It's about as fast as it will move. So this is one of the primary ways that we interact with this machine, is via this touchscreen. It's how we tell it where to go and how to home and set Z-probe and those things that we'll cover in another video. But just know that you'll frequently set up a job on the computer, you'll put it on a little thumb drive, and then you'll plug that thumb drive in right here on the back of the pendant where you can select that file and hit run. Let's talk about the machine itself. It sits on a big old table. This is meant to help it be rigid and to keep things in place. So these big, long red rails with the silver bars on them that you see, those are the Y-axis rails, and they're bolted down into this table somewhat permanently. So this machine works in all three dimensions. Most of our jobs are really kind of 2.5 dimensional. We're laying things out for flat stock, but it's got an X rail that runs this way. So our X is across this big bar there, 0 in the X directions here, and that number increases all the way out to 50 inches over there. We've got 2 parallel Y rails. So we think about the Y direction. This entire setup slides on these rails back and forth. I can show you right there. So we can move in the Y direction like that, or in the X direction like this, or both at the same time. Third dimension is Z, and this entire assembly here has the ability to move up and down in the Z-axis, either manually or according to a program. And sort of the way we think about this is we've got the Y rails. Sliding along the Y rails is what we call the gantry. So that's what this big X assembly is, this whole unit up here. Mounted to the gantry is the carriage. That's this unit right here that allows our spindle to move up and down and so on. And then the spindle is this big silver cylinder right here. So that is a water-cooled router. It's basically just an object that can turn on and off and spin very fast at higher RPM. So the spindle holds a collet that holds a bit. So the bit is what actually does the cutting on this machine, right? So we have the Y rails moving the gantry moves the carriage holds and moves the spindle, and the spindle spins the bit. The bit is what does the cutting. So if we were to come in a little closer here, I can bring the machine up to us too. Right here is what's called our spindle nut or our collet nut, and this is what holds onto the bit. In another video, we're going to talk about how we can loosen and tighten this to change out different bits, but that is one type of router bit. This happens to be a 1/4 inch spiral down cut bit, I believe is what's mounted in there at the time. The other key word that we may want to talk about, and you may hear when we talk about CNC, is what's called a spoil board and a fence. So the spoil board is this brown area right here. You can see there are some cuts into it. This is the material that we mount whatever we're going to cut to, and the idea is that if you want to cut all the way through your material, we've got some waste material here that you can cut into a little bit. So these were where we cut through a piece of wood and just a fraction of an inch into our spoil board so that we could actually remove that from the wood. So we have 2 different styles. This one has threaded fasteners down in it. We'll talk about them later. This one has T-tracks. We'll also talk about them later. And then our CNC, both of them, we have a fence that we've built so that you can quickly register a rectangular piece of stock against the X and Y rails and know that that stock is parallel to the machine's X and Y rails, and that it's set at the 0, 0, so that the bottom left corner is 0, 0. If you have something you want to position accurately on your piece of wood, you can do so with that. But one more time, if we were to go through them, we've got Y rails, 2 of them. The X direction is the gantry. We've got a carriage here holding a spindle. The spindle holds a collet, and the collet holds a bit above spoil boards where your work is registered against the fence.